morning, Leos, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. Ladies and gentlemen, what I like to do is to go on and give you a general romantic reading on, how your ex truly feels about you from now until the end of this month. Ladies and gentlemen, I've decided to go on and use my zombie tarot deck as illustrated and shown as we see here, along with a few additional oracle cards. Ladies and gentlemen, while going through this reading, if it resonates, go on and give it a big thumbs up. If you've yet to subscribe, please take a few moments to do so now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, prior to getting into your reading, I'd just like to make a few general observations regarding your spread here before moving forward. It certainly looks like that there are, in fact, a lot of important changes that seem to be coming about for you guys in romance. But there still seems to be a lot of bickering and perhaps tension that might be going along here. Okay, I'm also getting a sense too that that things in the romantic department is certainly is going to improve for you guys considerably. Okay, I'm also getting a sense that because you have, your numerical theme here is seven. The seven is all about introspection, and with it being connected to the chariot, it is all about movement. So the hint here is to try not to hesitate any longer and take action and take matters, really, ladies and gentlemen, when you're kind of seeing those cards there, and to really, ladies and gentlemen, your own hands. You also have other through interesting connections too here in your reading, which I like to point out. Okay, along with you having two nines there, that's all about you becoming a bit more accepting of your situation. And the two nines kind of shows that there's some type of important business news that's going to be arriving soon. That's gonna ultimately, give you some type of a small gain. Okay. You also have a minor time in conjunction here in your reading. You have that Two of Swords appearing before the world. And this suggests, ladies and gentlemen, that within perhaps 4 weeks, something connected with your ex or friends or even contacts or um, and this could relate to any type of telephonic communication. A lot of these things are going to be expected or they're going to come up about. You're going to see a lot of this going on. And with this world card here, that kind of, represents completion and the end of the cycle. Therefore, I feel you're going to pursue new paths and perhaps even new opportunities. And you do also have a major conjunction there to the food with the Fool card connected with the Nine of Cups. So some of you might even be already experiencing some joy. Maybe perhaps 9 days ago you may have started to experience this. In the next 19 days, which is going to ultimately add up to 28 days, things are going to, kind of strengthen, in the romantic department there, okay? And I'm also feeling that it looks like somebody that perhaps whom you may haven't met yet is going to teach you an important lesson. It could be male or female. And I don't feel you really know them yet. And I feel that the ex is perhaps sometimes happier and sometimes very pompous with his attitude and his approach. And it looks like, seeing that you have that Six of Cups along with the Nine of Cups, it certainly shows that your relationship still has some potential. But because you also have that Two of Swords there, I'm showing in your reading, that shows connecting that with the Nine of Cups, that shows that infidelity has been a factor and might still be, or the person that you kind of want to be with might even already be married or perhaps in another commitment in some sort. Okay, and I feel that this person, your ex, is very immature, irresponsible, or maybe in fact acting, immaturely. But you do have a lot of the new beginnings and the new start cards there. So it seems like something is certainly about to come up that could give you a new start, okay? So let's go on and get started and start by looking at the bottom cards here. I decided to select a few. We have that Ace of Swords. And this ace refers to an air sign. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And this card kind of requires grounding if you want things to grow. So it's all about initiative, brainstorming, and in fact, clarity. So it shows you kind of being very frustrated, but also shows you're, as I've already suggested from the observation, you're going to receive a text or a call from your ex or possibly even someone new because there may be multiple people here. Okay. You might also consider taking time out to try to clarify matters or having a deep discussion with your ex to do so. Okay. You also have this Hermit card there, and that denotes a Virgo. And this card is all about, ladies and gentlemen, isolation or seclusion or, detachment and or perfection. So this card says that you're going to find it kind of arduous, really finding solutions, and kind of it really further emphasizes the fact that your ex will return, but due to the distance perhaps that you two have kind of put between one another, I feel that you're going to have to kind of reacquaint yourself with another. Okay? And then you have this Ten of Swords there. And the sun is certainly is in Gemini with that card, and it also extends to other air signs, Libra and Aquarius. And so this card is all about jealousy, distress, and even karma. So this shows that although the two of you might reconnect, I feel that you're going to have a hard time kind of opening up to one another, and you really won't be sure about kind of going back because something will happen to maybe destroy or delay your plans, okay? And you're going to feel that your ex isn't as committed as you, and some of you might even decide to split up once and for all, because I feel that you're going to feel as if you're with this card, you feel a sense of, ladies and gentlemen, of somewhat being stabbed in the back when you're kind of seeing that card there, and it kind of creates a very awful feeling. Okay, let's move right along, ladies and gentlemen, and examine your next card. Here we have that Nine of Hazards. Okay, so this is about these cards that I'm about to kind of discuss with you is going to reveal how your ex really feels. So with the Nine of Pentacles, Venus is in Virgo, and it connects with other earth signs too as well, Capricorn and Taurus. So this card is all about, ladies and gentlemen, security, independence, and selfishness, as well as a well-deserved success. So your ex kind of sees you as financially stable, independent, self-employed, even as a prize to him or her. Very inspiring, ladies and gentlemen. Your next card here is that Two of Swords. And the moon is in Libra with this card, and it also connects us with other air signs, Gemini and Aquarius. So this card is all about denial, dismissiveness, indecision, and even delay. So the ex sees you as being very confused at the moment and kind of unable to kind of pinpoint or really, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling really you're having a hard time making a decision because the ex feels that you might want to compromise, but see you as maybe procrastinating or even perhaps waiting for him or her to kind of make the first move. And there's a feeling I'm feeling of distrust that I'm feeling here. Okay? And then we have this Ace of Wands. And this card denotes a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And it's all about a turning point. New beginnings, enthusiasm, and also great confidence. So your ex sees you as very inventive, creative, energetic, and one who kind of gets results, very vivacious, yet a bit impulsive or even hot blooded or aggressive at times, okay? Nevertheless, the ex kind of sees, or feels that he or she still has a chance of, you know, of creating a more solid type relationship with you when I'm seeing that card there. So let's move on to just look at, if you do decide to go back with your ex, you need to understand that there are, in fact, potential challenges or challenges that you may have to face here. So your challenge here is the world. Okay. So this card is all about new beginnings and liberation, and Saturn rules Capricorn. And since Saturn is in fact associated with lack, your connection with the ex might not be smooth sailing. However, it's possible maybe to overcome your problems that you've been having if you're kind of patient, I'm feeling. So this card kind of urges you to look at the big picture, ladies and gentlemen, as the world symbolizes, which might be tough for some of you because you're going to need to kind of get rid of all distractions and old habits or old ways of kind of dealing with your situation in the sense of feeling that, everyone seems to, have a nice love life except you. But get over your fear of change, ladies and gentlemen, insecurities, and, I'm feeling try not or try to tie up loose ends and avoid kind of being too stubborn, really keeping yourself in a rut, really, ladies and gentlemen, of your own making. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go right along and see, with your situation, just to examine, you know, what in fact is not really as important as you might think it to be. Okay? And then we're going to also examine the things that I'm kind of seeing here that are, in fact, important, as it relates to your situation. So the next card here is the Six of Cups. And with this card, the sun is in Scorpio and it connects us with other water signs, Pisces, Cancer. And this card, ladies and gentlemen, is all about nostalgic memories, playfulness and harmony, sharing, and very, very good, honest discussions, and even reconciling differences. So now it's certainly not the time to kind of focus, so heavily upon what might have occurred in the past, or even to fantasize about them, or just suffering from past hurts, or even being unwilling to kind of try new things, because that's going to hurt you if you don't, kind of change your feelings on those things. So, ladies and gentlemen, then what is in fact it is important? Okay, you have the Fool card there. Okay, so the Fool card, with the Fool card, Uranus is in Aquarius, and this card is all about possibilities, newness, thoughtfulness, and also choice. So this certainly shows sudden changes, particularly with communication. Therefore, you are urged to welcome change, um, and to kind of welcome new opportunities to embark upon, and to try to ignore pessimism. So perhaps this card is saying that what's important now is that perhaps you could give this relationship a try or reconnect in some way, but you need to perhaps rely more heavily, on your intuition, that I'm kind of feeling here with this card here. Okay, now let's look at what's hitting. You have the that King of Swords card there. And this card refers, ladies and gentlemen, to an air sign, and it Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, and it's all about manipulation, paranoia, craftiness, even gravity, you know. So this card shows a lot of distrustful feelings, perhaps that you'll need to discuss and resolve. And there might even, be instances where power might be used for self-aggrandizement purposes. Okay, and then you have a good ending here. You have the Nine of Hearts here, so that certainly shows that a wish is gonna certainly, in fact, come true. But sometimes when you do see that Nine of Cups there, a wish definitely comes true, and it certainly forebodes well for your wish coming true. And by the way, it does connect with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. But you might want to, be sure that this is really what you want, because you just might get your wish with this card, So this card is kind of asking you to be careful of, really what you wish for, in relationship to this issue, because you know you're gonna get what you want when I'm kind of seeing that card there. So let's move right along and just go in and examine the additional oracle cards that I found very appropriate to use in your situation. Okay, I've decided to go in and select two cards um, from the Wisdom of the House of the Night deck, and the first card that I decided to select was the High Priestess of Fire. And this card kind of it has been chosen to kind of remind you that use your own ability and your natural talents to kind of channel your energies properly. And if you're kind of feeling weary or frustrated or confused, she's asking you to call upon her, because she would release this trap of boredom that you feel that you've kind of been experiencing. And she wants you to really kind of spend some time creatively, and use your fire wisely, Leo, because you are also a fire sign. Okay? And the next card that I decided to go in and select here is Summon. Okay? As we see there. So, one of the reasons why this card has appeared is that, this card is kind of asking you, how do you really communicate? And how are you really using your powers correctly? And this card is kind of urging you that now is the time to really kind of, pray, and decide upon your next step, because you really have the power to kind of summon what you kind of want to manifest in your life, you know. And this card is kind of a very good omen for that. If you would just reach within yourself and use your intuition a bit more than perhaps what you've been doing. Okay, and I decided, last but not least, to go on and select two more additional cards, and I decided to select it from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart deck. And the first card selected is Teach. And this card is certainly all about, really reflection and really beliefs, okay? And what this card is kind of asking you is that you do have the wisdom to kind of offer the things that your ex would want you to kind of have, okay? It's also suggesting that there is an opportunity that might come up that will allow you to assist someone in your relationship, and it's more than likely your ex, okay? And this card is kind of calling for you to kind of use your gentleness and kind of guiding this person, okay? And it's also telling you that there's an opportunity present for you to learn something, okay? And, you know, through your conversation and observations, you'll be able to seek the understanding that you've been kind of looking for as it relates to this relationship. Okay, and last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I decided to go on and select one, last card, and it's take the lead. So in your situation, you might do need to take the lead in this situation to bring things back to a more harmonious state. So Leos, this is what I have for you. I certainly hope that this reading has added value to your life and offered food for thought. If you've yet to subscribe, once again, please take a few moments to do so now. If you're interested in a more personalized reading, you can contact me at WAT61073 at gmail.com. Thanks a lot for your time, and I look forward to hearing your comments. Enjoy your day.